In the previous lectures, we have understood different methods to solve the recurrence relation. Now we will understand how to analyze the recursive algorithms, get your recurrence relation, and then finally get your time complexity in terms of asymptotic bonds. So idea is simple. First, always determine the parameter, that is input size, okay, represented as n. Then operation, identify the basic operation, okay, because that constitutes your f of n. So whatever format you are designing is t of n equal to some a t n by b, maybe, okay, this is divide and conquer, and f of n, or it can be some t n minus c, some constant, plus f of n, can be anything, okay. So convert into this format. So this f of n is nothing but the number of basic operations it is performing, and this is the recursive calls work. So identify these two parts in your algorithm, recursive algorithm. Then that is second part is count recursive splits. Overhead to write the recurrence relation with the base cases. So the idea is simple, okay. In these examples, you will not see how exactly or what is the output and how it is working. We only see how the recursive calls are made, what is the base case, and what is the basic operation it is doing. Okay, what is the time complexity of that? That's it. Okay, let us take this factorial example. So I'll say f of is the factorial function f of n. So if n equal to 0 or 1, will return 1. Else will do the recursive call, that is return n into f of n minus 1. So now how will you calculate the time complexity of this? So first you find out what is the input size. Okay, input is n. Okay, everything will be in terms of n. Now what is the best case of this algorithm? The best case occurs when n equal to 0 or 1, because it is only one step. Else I will do the recursive step. This is the base case, and then this is the recursive case. So best case is I can directly write with a theta of 1. Why? Because it takes only one operation when n equal to 0 or 1. Else, let us see the worst case. In worst case, how many steps it will take. Now this is the else part, recursive part. So I have to define my function t of n equal to, you define a now recurrence relation based on this algorithm. What it is doing? It is doing n into f of n minus 1. This is the recursive call with subtracting the input by 1. So definitely I can write it as t of n becomes n minus 1, decreasing by some constant. It is not dividing, it is decreasing by some constant. Then plus, what is this doing? It is doing one multiplication operation here. Multiplication operation. This is the heaviest step. Okay. That's why we call it as basic operation. So how much time it takes? One single multiplication. There is no loop, nothing here. So every recursive call, inside that, it is doing one multiplication. Let us take this is a constant time. So this becomes constant time. So this is my recurrence relation. You solve this recurrence relation and then get your time complexity. So you can solve it using substitution and applying base case. You will get it as theta of n. So in the previous video lectures, we have seen how to solve this kind of equations. That is how you do the analysis. So now let's take more examples. So this is the Fibonacci numbers. Okay, what is the best case you can get here? Best case occurs when n is less than or equal to 1. This step, and this is also base case. So this is theta of 1, the best. Else I'll check for the worst part, worst case analysis. In this, what is the worst case? What can be the worst case? Return Fibonacci of n minus 1 plus Fibonacci of n minus 2. So for simplicity, I'll call it as f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2. Then what is the operation? Basic operation it is performing some addition. Okay, only one addition. So it takes constant time inside. What is the recurrence relation? I can write t of n is equal to, so it is taking splitting into 2. Okay, t of n minus 1, then plus t of n minus 2 plus some constant over c. Okay. Now you solve the recurrence relation. You can solve it different methods. So one method is say this is nothing but x power n is equal to x power n minus 1 plus x power n minus 2. This is how I can find, okay, solving this. So in the discrete maths of computer science, we learn actually in this depth, okay. But here I will tell you the method. The two methods also I will tell. If we use our own substitution method, we will also get the correct answer, but we will get the loose bonds. Here if I apply this method, we will get the correct bonds. Okay, let us choose n equal to 2 initially. So it becomes x square minus x minus 1 equal to 0. If you find the roots, we will get roots as some special numbers 1 plus root 5 by 2 and 1 minus root 5 by 2. So this will be a negative number, so we will ignore, we will not take negative in the, for the functions are positive. So this is nothing but 1 plus square root of 5 by 2. So that is for t square. Now apply for t power n. Okay, so I can write it as x power n. It becomes 1 plus root 5 divided by 2 to the power n. So this is nothing but 1 point. I will get it as 618 to the power n. If you solve it using our substitution and base case method, so we will get it as, in the worst case, I can get it as 2 power n. Okay. In the best case, I will get it as 2 power n. So here actually I will get it as 2 power n by 2. Here I will get it as 2 power n. This is loose. If I solve it using our substitution method. So what exactly we will do here is, first for upper bound omega, big O, what I will do, if you observe this, t power n minus 1 plus t power n, t of n minus 2, whichever is faster reducing, okay, so that will be less. So it is less than or equal to, I can write it as 2 of t n minus 1, okay, because this is slower reducing, so it is less than or equal to this. For omega, what I will write, so t of n minus 1 and t of n minus 2, which acts as the lower bound, t of n minus 2, so it will be greater than 2t n minus 2. So just I am doing some simplification, that is I will get loose bonds, some constant, okay. So if I solve this using our substitution method, I will get it as 2 power n. Here I will get it as 2 power n by 2. So ignoring the constant, it is both 2 power n, 2 power n. So you can solve it and check. So finally I can write theta of 2 power n. So this is same. It is 1.618. It's very strict. The correct value is going. So but it is loose, but still I can bound it like this. The growth rate. Next. Sum of the digits. So what they are doing here, sum of the digits is a function. If n equal to 0, return 0, else return n mod 10 plus, again call this recursively, and then input size divides by 10. So best case is simple. Best case occurs when n equal to 0. So theta of 1, only one operation is performed. Next, worst case, you have to check. Worst case, if you observe, it is doing two operations here, basic operations, modulus and then plus. So let us say t of n is equal to plus some 2c, because 1c for this, 1c for this. So I got it, my f of n. Now what about the recursion? It is doing what every time? Recursively calling it n by 10. So just write t reducing the size by 10. Okay, input size by 10. So this is the recurrence relations. Now if you find, you can solve it using your master theorem, extended master theorem. A equal to 1, b equal to 10, and then k is equal to 0 and p is equal to 0. Because this is of form n power k log p power n. Both are 0 here. So a, b power k. So a is 1, b power k, 10 power 0 is 1. So a equal to b, right? This is true. So I have to apply case 2, and in that p is greater than minus 1 case. So this is nothing but theta of n power log a to the base b into log p plus 1 n. So this will give me t of n is equal to theta n power, what is log a? Log a means 1 log 1 to the power 10 is 0. 0 log 0 plus 1 n. So this is nothing but theta of log n is the answer. Next, slow power function. What exactly it is doing? It is taking two inputs, but I am calculating based on the asymptotic notation based on the input size. So what is the best case? Best case is occurs when n equal to 0. It takes only one operation, return 1. Else, go for the worst case. The worst case, what is that I am doing here? Return x into same recursive function with n minus 1. So you are not worried about this x. Okay, this is not coming in the asymptotic calculations, only input size. So this is simple. T of n is equal to, so what is the operation I am performing here? Multiplication with x. So constant, some constant. What it is doing? It is doing t decreasing by 1, t of n minus 1. So if you solve this again, we'll get it as theta of n. This is the answer. Next, fast power. So this is the best case. Best case occurs when n equal to 0. So it returns 1. So theta of 1, that is done. Now, worst case is important now. You have to, they have multiple if else cases here. So let's see how this works. So what it is doing, else if n is even, half equal to, you're calling it by divide by n. So this is nothing but t n by 2. When it is even, n is even. When n is odd, again you are doing it as t n minus 1 by 2. This is what you are doing. Okay. Then it has a constant function, a constant value. So it is one basic operation, here also one basic operation. So it can be plus c like this. The case is I cannot add them. This is wrong. Why? Because either n will be even or n will be odd if it is not 0. Okay, if it is not 0, it can be either even or odd, or is the thing here. So I will either execute this or I will execute this. Okay, so if you see, again, if this part is true, this will be executed. If this part is true, else part, this will be executed. Now there is no difference between these two functions. Again, both are equivalent, right? Tn by 2, Tn minus 1 by 2. I can approximate as n by 2. But if this function is completely different, if this completely different, then we have to find it, the lower bound and upper bounds. So we cannot guess or say theta bound exists. Only after solving, if the lower bound, upper bound exists, and then they are same, then only I can say theta exists. But here, since this both the functions are true, so I can just write t of n is say approximately t of n by 2. Will not add them, right? Plus c. So just I am just approximating this. So they are almost same. So then you solve using Master's theorem. A equal to 1, b equal to 2, k equal to 0, p equal to 0. So this is 1 is less than or equal to 2 power 0. So this case again 2, and then p equal to 0. What I will get now, Master's theorem, it says theta of n power log a to the base b log p plus 1 n. Theta, again it becomes 0. So n power 0 into log 0 plus 1 log n. So this is the answer. Next. Here there is a function mystery 1. If n equal to less than or equal to 1, return 1. So this is the best case. Best case is theta of 1. So if n is less than or equal to 1, that's done. Then inside that it is doing, having a for loop for I1 to n x equal to x plus 1. See, this is taking theta of n time. So the amount of work done inside, that is my f of n now, plus some constants here, doing some addition, that's it. So in the worst case, what it is doing, t of n is equal to some work this is doing. What is it work it is doing? Theta of n, because this loop takes n plus c, some constant, right? basic operation. So I will write it as n. Here what it is doing, it is splitting into 2. Okay, so one is t n by 3 plus this is doing 2n by 3 t 2n by 3. Now you cannot apply master theorem here because they are two different sub problems, okay, with different input size. Hence, I have to apply the best is apply recursion tree method. So if you apply recursion tree method, I will get this as theta n log n. Same problem you have solved. Okay. How to solve this in the previous video lectures. So that is the answer. Similarly, one more function is given. If n is less than or equal to 1, return 1. So best case is theta of 1. If n is less than or equal to 1. Now worst case, you see here, I equal to 1 to n, j equal to 1 to I. Okay, this is, we get it as theta of n square. Same problem you have solved. First, what is the work done inside the loop? Okay, this becomes my f of n plus some constant. Okay, this is basic operation. It runs for this loop, inner loop and outer loop together runs for theta n square time. Okay, so time complexity I can write it as t of n is equal to, what it is doing here, it is just dividing by 2. So t of n by 2, but my f of n changes here. F of n is n square. So now you can apply Master's theorem because it is single division. Master's theorem, and then you find the thing. So a equal to 1, b equal to 2, k equal to 2, then I have p is equal to 0. So a and b power k. A is 1, b power k. So it is 4. A is less than 4. So apply case 3. In that p is greater than or equal to 0. So I will get it as theta n power k. That is theta of n square. Next. Here again the best case is 1. Theta of 1. If n is less than or equal to 1. Now they are doing return mystery n by 2 plus n by 4 plus history of n by 4 plus n. Okay. So worst case, what is the amount of work it is taking inside the body? So only addition, this addition and this addition, this n. So plus some constant. Okay. Now here, if you see the recursive calls, what it is doing, same t n by 2 plus t n by 4 plus this t n by 4. Okay. The most of you confuse plus n, don't write plus n here. Okay. Plus n is the value I am adding. Addition is the operation. Okay. C only is the correct answer. So I can write it as t of n equal to t n by 2 plus 2t n by 4 plus t. This is the recurrence relation. Now solve using again recursive tree method, and then we'll get t of n is equal to theta of n. So solving this recurrence, how you have seen in the previous 3 videos. So that is how you analyze your recursive algorithms. In the next video lecture, it's very important, we will solve many practice problem on all the concepts you have learned so far. Okay, that completes our chapter 1 in my book. And after that video, we will solve all the gate POQs on these topics. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe.